got my Gold Derby up, Matt. I'm ready to talk Oscars with you.
I got the dirty taco menu up.
Do you really? Doesn't it look good?
Looking at all the taco.
Wait, I'm gonna pull it up too, so I can tell you what I'm ordering.
Kung Pao chicken tacos. Heck yeah.
I think actually that is what I ordered this time.
Yeah.
I took the spicy off. I requested no spicy, which is only the pickled chilies, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Just looking at tacos casually. That's fine.
Because this place has insanely good tacos. The one taco that came highly recommended, I know some people will roll their eyes, but it was really good. I had it the other week. It was their Brussels sprouts taco.
I would have that.
Oh my God.
Fine. That's fine.
Caramelized Brussels sprouts. Incredible.
Brussels sprouts are underrated because we were always fed steamed Brussels sprouts as kids, and of course they sucked. But like once you start doing good things with Brussels sprouts, like
you realize you can cook them in so many different ways. Yeah. So I got the Brussels sprouts one again because it was that good. I got the Kung Pao chicken one, and then the other one I got this time, I tried the bacon cheeseburger one. It sounded interesting. But last time I got the carne asada one was so good.
That's why I'm a Torchy's fan of like the Texas chains that we go to Fantastic Fest and South by. Like I love Torchy's. They don't get as crazy as that. That's Velvet Taco. Velvet Taco is very good. They have crazy like chicken and waffle tacos and stuff like that. Really good. But Torchy's is like it's still on the barrier of basically being a taco. Like it doesn't get too insane, but
yeah.
They had a really good like coconut shrimp like Caribbean taco one time, and I
feel like some of these don't sound like they sound like they're over the top tacos, but I went to the restaurant last week and it's so legit. It's so legit. By far the best taco I've had on the East Coast.
Dirty Tacos in Long Island. If you're ever
yes, there's a couple of locations.
Anyway, sorry, derailed with taco talk.
I mean, taco talk is always appropriate. I'm about to derail with someone who's being way too generous yet again. Mike K. My God, I cannot thank you enough for this wonderful holiday super chat. We appreciate you so much. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I truly am thankful for everyone in this community. Last night I showed my family Conclave, and this afternoon we saw Gladiator II in theaters. Thumbs up for both movies. Did you see either?
Conclave, I have the screener, so that's like going to be done soon. Gladiator 2.
We'll get to Conclave later in the episode. I'll save that for one of mine later on, but bump Conclave to the top of your list.
Yeah, that is one of the ones I'm trying to think. Like I hit the top of my list already, and I'm going down. So like I already did my 1 and 2. So I think like it's like Conclave. Like again, there's so many. Like Nickel Boys just showed up, and like Nickel Boys is really hard on my list.
Watch Nickel Boys. I have so many.
Yeah. Oh no.
I watched so much this week, but I can't wait to watch even more.
We'll get to that.
Oh, we will. We will. Thank you again, Mike. We really appreciate this. Mike Joyce is here. Thoughts on Sleepy Hollow? I watched it for the first time today and loved it. His tree birth and overall look is so cool. I miss 90s Tim Burton. I haven't rewatched Sleepy Hollow in forever.
Immaculate vibes. Like dumb to say, but like that kind of spooky what it's going for. Yeah, no, that's horror. That's like the definition of horror to me.
Mm-hmm. I have to rewatch that. I mean,
it's good. I too miss that Tim Burton.
What was Tim Burton's last movie again?
I mean, Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah. I was like, why were we just so recently talking about
Beetlejuice?
Meanwhile, how did I forget? They are advertising that movie yet again, non-stop.
I see it everywhere still.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it and they gave it to the CCAs. Like that's one of the screeners we got, and I was
it's pushing to be a big contender in.
Is it like production?
Costume?
Oh, costume.
I forget where it's got. I think costume is where it has the best chance.
That's fair.
I think there's other categories, like I would imagine production design and hair and makeup, but I think hair and makeup I might have it in my in the mix.
And again, that's valid. I do see it there.
Yeah, I do have it in the mix there.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I shouldn't write off movies like that for the crafts, obviously, just because.
Do you know what's at the top of my makeup and hairstyling predictions?
No.
The Substance.
God, if it makes it in, I'll be so excited. I still don't believe it will, but
do you know what I watched with my mom the other night?
The Substance.
substance. Do you know who got up and walked out?
Your mom?
3/4 of the way through? No, my dad. My mom
Oh, your
watched
dad.
my mom watched the entire thing. I don't wanna speak for her, but I think she
Okay.
liked it. I think she liked it a lot, but I think she was kind of overwhelmed by the 3rd act.
Yeah, I can understand why, which we won't talk about if you haven't seen The Substance yet.
I will say, though, rewatching it again, I think reaffirmed what a good chance that movie has of making it into my personal top 10.
It was actually really fun. I would love if Kneecap got attention, but it won't. There's absolutely no chance it's going to get any attention at the Oscars. I adored it. I watched that while I had COVID like a month and a half ago, and I was stuck inside.
They put it in our screener pile.
I know it's in the screener library, but I still think it's one of those, like, I don't know, you're going with such a specific like international cultural film, and one that is taking a route, let's say, that won't be as appealing to some voters. Where I love the idea of doing, like, Get Duked, but with actual historical like relevance. But yeah, I love Kneecap. If you haven't seen Kneecap yet, really look it up. It's so good.
I will bump Kneecap up further.
I
closer
did
to the top of my list.
Yeah.
We got another soupy from Jack. Do you think Emilia Perez will be this year's Maestro, a movie that debuted to strong critic reviews but didn't land with general audiences?
Yes. I mean, I'm going to say yes because that's exactly what's happening.
No, I think it's a different. I think the vibe is different.
Is it because it's like the musical part of it, or?
I think the narrative. I think the negative narrative that Maestro took on was like really bizarre and unfounded. Whereas with Emilia Perez, I think it's split. Obviously, I'm on the positive side, but I also very much understand the criticisms of it. Whereas Maestro, it felt like people were criticizing arbitrary things. Like, all I can remember from last year is everyone not liking the movie because they thought that Bradley Cooper was campaigning too hard. And I thought that narrative was just downright bizarre. Like, dude's promoting a movie that he worked real hard on for many years of his life and was phenomenal in, and phenomenal behind the lens directing. I didn't understand why that was a bad thing.
Yeah, I actually didn't know Maestro was that hated. I was indifferent on it. I liked parts of it, and I was like, cool. Like, I see where the nominations could come from, but it kind of came and went for me. Didn't really make any impact, like negative or positive.
I quite liked Maestro,
Yeah.
just because I was curious. Emilia Perez is a 77 on the tomato meter and has a 75% on the popcorn meter. So that, that well reflects how, both fans and critics
feel
about the film.
Yeah.
I do think the movie is going to clean up with nominations. I think it is, at the very least, getting Best Picture. I do think it's going to get Best Director, Best Actress. I'm still predicting Selena Gomez for Best Supporting Actress. Zoe Saldana is at the top of my list, but I still think Selena is going to get nominated at this point in time, at least. So I think it's not definitely, but I think it's likely to get those. And then I think it's the front runner in Best Song. Like, I would love to see El Mal get Best Song. It's going to be in Best Score, probably.
I wish.
Sound.
Oh, God.
It's going to get a lot of nominations. It's going to get a lot of nominations, and I do think it's going to get, at this point in time, I'm betting on 2 wins for Zoe and for El Mal.
Yeah, if it gets Best Picture, that's the only one I'll be pissed about. If it gets Best Picture, that's like Green Book level for me.
So I just posted one of my Alamo Drafthouse videos, and it leaned Oscar prediction-y because there's movies you can see at the Alamo Drafthouse that are going to get nominated, and it was heavily focused on Wicked. There's some folks out there who are big mad that I'm predicting Wicked gets so many nominations.
I wonder why.
I'm gonna bite my tongue and take a breath right now, but. So someone did ask me this, and I don't want to come across as judging, because I think it's a fair question if you don't know how the Oscars work. But someone had asked me, why do you have Wicked #1 for Best Picture, but then not Ariana Grande. And it's just, for anyone out there who's newer to that space, it's just not how it works. I mean, if it worked that way, then one movie would sweep every single category and it wouldn't make much sense. But one of the things that was making me think of is how heavily Wicked, more so than any other movie out there, is going to benefit from that preferential ballot system. Wicked, to me thus far, feels like undeniably the most well-liked movie.
Yeah, that 100%. Yeah.
And that's what that type of voting structure, bumps up the list in a sense, whereas so many other things that are big contenders this year, and we were just talking about Emilia Perez, that's a biggie. It's very divisive. Emilia Perez is divisive. I feel like Conclave is generally well loved. Nora is well loved.
Everything I've seen for Conclave and Nora has been like really positive, not even just like anywhere near middle.
The one that I think is going to get hurt by that type of voting is The Brutalist.
Oh.
We talked a little bit about this.
We did. We talked about The Brutalist.
I want to see it again. Again, it feels like I'm reaching to like it more than I did, but I have to admit that I struggled, and I do think a lot of Academy voters are going to struggle with the 3.5-hour running time that will undoubtedly affect how someone takes in that particular type of content too. So
yeah, I mean, and again, it's the idea of, I don't think you should have to watch it a second time to get that out of it. Like, if that was your general reaction to it, that was your general reaction to it. Like, you shouldn't have to watch a movie again.
This is going to
see if you like it.
This is going to sound so excusey, and I know it, but I just have to explain why. Because I saw it on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. My mind was elsewhere.
And a good movie would have wiped you out of that. A good movie would have made you forget all that stuff.
I do know you're right, because Wicked very much pulled me out of a very negative headspace in a flash and kind of consumed me in that world for its full 2-hour, 40-minute runtime. So I'm not like coming down to you or anything, but don't think you have to go watch The Brutalist again because you didn't love it the first time. Like, that's a commitment. Yeah, I struggled. And
that's fine.
We have a super sticker. The Jughead one. We'll look at your super sticker on YouTube after.
I can pull it up.
Oh yeah, I always love seeing what the super stickers look like. While you're doing that, I'll read Billy's. I'm thankful for Merri Hour peeps. No questions. Just wanted to send a little something. I appreciate you, Billy. You're the best. I appreciate your good vibes and your puns. Never stop being you. All
right, wait.
Right.
So
I'm pulling the Jughead back up.
I'm turning my sound off because if I
do that
into it while the sound was on, it would just be an echo chamber. I forgot we could just do this. I could just look it up here and just find the super sticker. All right, here we go. All right, say something because I had to find it real quick. I don't. Why is this?
Aaron asked the same question too. If you have Wicked winning Best Picture, why don't you at least have Ariana winning Supporting? She is for what it's worth, she's my number 2. It's just that the Oscar race doesn't work like that. I think at this point in time, the buzz behind Zoe Saldana's performance and Emilia Perez is a little hotter. Things can change. We still have quite a bit of time to go. Nominations aren't even locked, so they could swap places. Well, isn't that adorable? Is that an avocado?
I think it's a pear.
A pear? Oh, I saw like the red thing in its belly and thought maybe that was the
super pear.
Okay, super pear.
Oh look, we got another sticker.
Oh, I want to see it. Can we just do this the entire show? Keep sending stickers.
It's a happy little fox.
Well, that's adorable.
I think fox, red panda, maybe somewhere in there.
I think it's a fox. It's fox. All right, we have more. Julius says, Wicked feels like Barbie or Top Gun Maverick to me. I don't think it will win Best Picture. I liked the movie, so I wouldn't mind if it won, but I don't see it. I will give you one particular reason why it is not Barbie or Top Gun Maverick. And I know there's other reasons out there that I could use to differentiate them, but I think a big deal for Wicked's run is going to be the fact that it was released in mid to late November, whereas those two movies came out in summer. We're both summer. Top Gun Maverick was March.
No, I'm almost positive you're summer for both.
An M month?
I think they're both July. I don't know why I think
maybe it was July. What is time? I don't know. It was May. It was May.
Oh, it was May.
But I do think that Wicked hitting when it did and basically catching the Oscar wave at this particular point in time versus earlier is going to work in its favor big time. Big time. Yeah. One of the hardest things in the Oscar race is to play the long game, and now Wicked doesn't have to.
Yeah, and the amount of people that are going to keep talking about Wicked, because you have to think about that fan base, and you're going to get people going week after week seeing it. This is one of those movies that's going to have replay value like crazy. And it talking about, again, like they don't have to do much marketing at this point because everyone will keep it in people's minds. I think that's going to play heavily into it too. And I think the musicality of it as well, like it being a musical is also something that you're going to keep listening to outside of the movie. Like Top Gun Maverick, cool, saw it once, awesome, liked it, had no problem with it, but in and out. Like Barbie, again, I adored Barbie, but in and out. Like I was done with them after those movies. I'm going to be hearing those songs from Wicked over and over again. That's going to trigger the memory. That's going to trigger this and that. So it really is like just going to be ingrained in conversation.
Yeah. I know some folks out there roll their eyes at comments like this, but I think another thing that's working in Wicked's favor right now, and I know not the entire Academy heavily uses social media, but because of the music and the dancing and also because of the press tour, it's also, I mean, all over social media, consuming social media. You can't scroll TikTok for even a second without seeing a Wicked video.
I was just going to say my TikTok feed right now, because I keep sending them to people, is it's just all parody Defying Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them was like little baby Godzilla doing the tail thing with like Defying Gravity as he goes across the screen.
I need some of that. I keep getting videos of people doing the loathing dance.
Oh, okay. No,
which is a great dance, but
I'm getting Wicked memes, which I'm okay with.
I want the memes. Kind of some memes. I shouldn't say that. A lot of these people are wildly talented dancers. Here's one for you, Matt. Do you see Didi getting any nominations?
No.
I hope so.
Didi will get no nominations. I watched it last night and I fell in love with it. It is definitely on top for me.
This is one of the best times for me to say this is like one of the best kinds of I told you so.
Which you made a face. Do you think it's going to get a nomination?
I don't think it's going to get an Oscar nomination, but I can see it
Indie Spirit
getting recognition elsewhere. I mean, I do wonder even Critics' Choice. Like we have the young actor honor. I don't know how old Isaac is, but I think he would suit that particular category. Yeah. And also Joan Chen's getting a lot. She's already getting honored at a lot of events right now, and rightfully so. But if I were to pick any one category, I don't even know.
It won't.
Too much of a stretch, sadly. Yeah. It's so good though. I could watch Didi over and over.
Yeah. It fits with that whole like I love like Y2K coming out and these movies now that are so encapsulating like my childhood.
What was your AIM screen name? It was totally something like Broy. Like
no, it was Foo Fighters related.
Oh.
It was hold on. I think it was literally like hold on, I'm gonna type it out because I had to make sure. It was like something like that. I put it in the chat because I was a huge Foo Fighters fan, and it was literally that's me, not you. I realized you.
Okay, wait, I was trying to bring it up. There it is.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
I love how you had to spell life with a Y.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was awful, but we were all kids back then using AIM, and that was
yeah.
Everyone had those dumb like XX, all that stuff.
Well, I don't know why this happened, but like I was Poco Loco 313 for a long time.
Poco Loco.
I don't know where that came from. And before that, because I loved Looney Tunes and I love the Tasmanian Devil, I was Taz 93. I can't believe I even remember the numbers. I was Taz 938 for a really long time.
That's also hilarious.
Oh man. AIM. What a time.
We'll talk about Didi a little more later because I'll bring it up. But like, God, that was so good.
Didi is an especially good film. Jughead is here. Hi, Perri and Matt. I have not seen Wicked yet. Do you and Matt both recommend it? I am not a huge fan of musicals. Love and respect from the UK.
I mean, I do enjoy a musical, so I did enjoy Wicked. I came in also not having read or seen the stage play, so like I didn't see any of the source material. This was my first go around with it, and I thought the movie was quite enrapturing. Like the music is great, everything's great about it. At least part one, obviously, what we have so far. So I like, would I recommend it? Yes, but if you don't like musicals, I don't think this is going to win you over.
I'm sorry, the chat's just like on fire with things that are making me laugh right now. You don't think which one are you laughing at? Yes.
I'll take it. What
was our Blue Sky exchange the other day? The title of your memoir.
Oh God, hold on.
What was the wording? That's what it's making me think of right now.
I'm a simple man with psychotic taste.
Yes, there you go. There you go. But I do really, really enjoy this. Wait, sorry, I cut you off with my laughing there.
No,
you don't think it's gonna win people over who are not musical fans?
No, I do not think so at all. I think this is the most musically musical kind of musical, and that's not bad. It worked for me. That's what I wanted from it. It's huge, it's big, it's grand, it's mostly lyrical. But I think if you're not into musicals, this is not going to be one that wins you over on the genre. I think
I'm going to beg to differ on that, and I'll use myself as an example. I like musicals. I like coming back east and getting tickets to a Broadway show every once in a while. I am not the biggest musical fan in the world. I am not someone who goes back over and over. But that did happen to me 2 times in my life. Once with Rent, and I think it was, you know, being a tiny child, like listening to things, and I still do love Rent, but I think my age kind of takes that out of this particular equation. Wicked, I was older, and I think I had come to appreciate art in a different way and really love immersive storytelling. I got very, very, very obsessed with Wicked. I think there's just something about that musical in particular that has the power to dig its claws into and just about anyone out there. I don't want to imply that a movie is for everybody because that's not always the case, but sure. I do think that this has a good chance of winning people over who do not typically consider themselves fans of the genre.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm just scrolling back up to see.
Yeah, there's many more.
Oh, quite a few. I believe this is next on our list. Very, very generous, Ricardo. Thank you. And it's always so good to see you too. I'm so happy to have you here today. I love you, Perri and Matt. I love you, Matt. I love you more, Perri. I love you both.
I'll take it.
Not only a very generous super chat, but an A+ super chat right there.
I still got some. I'm good.
We appreciate you. We have Julius here. You've seen A Complete Unknown and Nosferatu. Excited for both. I finally see A Complete Unknown next week. I'm curious about that one.
Yeah, I have not seen A Complete Unknown. We have both seen Nosferatu, correct?
Yes. A Complete Unknown got one wave of reactions. And for that movie in particular, and I was like this with Gladiator II, and personally, I do think my trepidation with those reactions was validated ultimately, but I need to see A Complete Unknown for myself. I'm like semi-buying into it, but I need to see it to gain full confidence in predicting it in a number of categories. So my Gold Derby rankings could change drastically next week. We'll see if that happens. Yeah. I want to see Nosferatu wedge its way into some category. I don't know what category it's going to be. Probably a crafts category.
It would have to be, for me, it'd have to be production design. I don't even think it has a chance at costumes. But I think production design, maybe a long shot cinematography.
That's the one that I would be rooting for most.
Yeah, I'd be rooting for that one most, but I don't think it's realistic. I think the one that it actually would have a better shot at is, I'm trying to think if sound design could somehow weasel in, but I think production design is where it might.
Yeah, production design. I think it's got a chance, but like again, there's just so much there.
And again, it's the dumb thing to say, but are some awards voters going to give time to a horror movie? I mean, it's
a very fair statement to say. I think year after year we have proved that is a fair concern to have when it comes to awards.
But so talking about horror movies though, like honestly, in my opinion, if a horror movie is going to break that barrier this year, it's going to be Nosferatu. I don't think it's the substance.
Oh no, I think it's the substance.
It's too much of a horror movie.
I have The Substance right now in Best Picture. Admittedly, it's at the bottom of my list, but I do have it getting one of those slots. I also think Coralie is closer than most people give her credit for in terms of cracking the Best Director. The Best Director is a bit stacked this year.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that far out of the mix, though. So I would watch out in that category. And I still have Demi Moore in Best Actress. I think that her performance in the movie is, yes, phenomenal, but also part of the Oscar race is having a good narrative behind your nomination. And she has a great one. And I think that 1-2 punch there could work in her favor.
I'm too jaded from other years. I won't believe it until I see it. And if this is the year that changes me, that's fine. But this is not the year that's going to get me to vote for a horror movie like The Substance. I think Nosferatu is much easier bet if we're talking about the voters. And that's the one I think if we get any kind of sneak in, that's the one.
What I would give to see The Substance.
What if they both? Yeah. What if they both got in? That'd be great. Then I would actually start to say, okay.
I like Nosferatu quite a bit, but The Substance is like a top 10 for me.
The Substance is my favorite horror of the year. There's nothing better so far. So like I am team The Substance getting all the recognition it deserves. I can't do it yet.
Okay. All right. We shall see as the weeks and the months progress. Ryan's here. What do you have Wicked winning to support it winning Best Picture? Because it can't just be picture and nothing else. For me, it needs to win production design, costume, and Ariana to win.
That's a lot.
No, it's not. I think what Ryan is saying is a very realistic possibility here. Right now, I do have Wicked as my front runner in both production design and costume design. Ariana is my number 2. And as we've already said with Emilia Perez, people are divided on it. And I think depending on how Wicked campaigns from here on out, she could take that top spot. So I don't think that is out of the realm of possibility. I also think a big deal nomination that I'm predicting is Wicked getting an editing nomination. I think that's going to factor into it. And I do think that forget wins, but I do think if John M. Chu gets nominated in Best Director, I think that's a real good sign that Wicked is in very good shape in Best Picture. And I know it's not the favorite prediction at this point in time, but I personally am predicting he gets it.
Okay. I have not seen, there are too many movies still on my have to see list, or I cannot confirm or deny what you're saying. What I will say though is to Emilia Perez though, it's divisive, but I think it's divisive in a way that's not going to hurt its chances for Oscars, if that makes sense, because I think the divisive nature of it is coming after, and all of the people who are going to be voting are not part of that conversation. They're part of the conversation beforehand, and they're the people who loved it off the bat. So I actually don't think the divisive nature of it is going to hurt Emilia Perez, because everyone who the people who I have heard from and seen that do not like it, they don't have any implication on the actual voting for Oscars or award season. So like, I actually think Emilia Perez will do well, and I don't agree with it, but that's just because the movie did not work for me at all. But everyone it's working for, they're all part of the other industry conversations. They're all part of the voting conversations. So it's like, they're the ones that are going to have the final say in all of this. And I think that actually, that doesn't hurt Emilia Perez if we're talking about it in divisive ways. I kind
of see what you're saying, but I do think that conversation is bleeding into the Academy a little bit here. I'm also admittedly a little distracted because I'm just realizing that where your Christmas lights are placed, it looks like Godzilla is like
there's one that looks
actually like fire breathing right now, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So thank you for that, Matt.
You're welcome. I did that purposely, of course.
Wild Robot should win Best Picture, in my opinion. Oscars won't nominate it. Yeah, I actually think that Best Animated Feature is one of the most stacked categories this particular year. I haven't watched Wallace and Gromit yet. That's one of the next ones on my list. But at this point in time, I have seen Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, Memoir of a Snail, Flow, and I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting?
It's your list, so I'm not.
I feel like there was one other that I'm like, holy shit, that's definitely getting in. Anyway, the most recent one I watched is, Matt, you have to watch Flow. You have to watch Flow.
I mean, I'm gonna get to it eventually.
Do you know what Flow is about? Do you know what Flow is about?
Yes, you told me about it. Yep.
It's just like, as a cat lover, I couldn't get enough of it, and I thought everything about it was just so well done. But I do think that race, I mean, like they're all so good, but it also does kind of feel like Wild Robot is running away with it. But I also think so many of those movies are of a certain quality that if they got Best Picture nominations, I'd look at them and be like, that's deserving. The trouble is the crossover between Best Animated Feature and Best Picture is hard to make. And the same thing is true of Best International Feature and getting a Best Picture nomination. And I mean, they're all movies, so it's not really fair for that to be the case, but that is how the Academy often operates. And as much as we want to see certain things get nominations personally, we are predicting right now, and so we have to roll with the trends.
Yeah, I don't think any of the animated will make their way into the crossover.
It's bothering me that I can't think of that other animated movie. Well, I told you I saw Moana 2 today.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I can't really give a good review of Moana 2 because I saw it with my niece and nephew, and like it's hard to focus on a movie with tiny children there sometimes. Oh, yeah. But I also do think I saw enough of it with full focus to fully be aware of the fact that it's okay, but it does not hit the heights of the original, so it probably will not be a player in this race.
Does Piece by Piece fit into there? Is that technically, like, would that be an animated?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Gromit is the biggie for me for that 5th spot, I think. But I have to watch it for myself.
Wild Robot, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Flow,
Transformers.
Transformers. I haven't seen that yet.
I quite like Transformers. Transformers 1 is good. I also do think that movie has like you vibes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a buddy bro movie, you know?
A buddy bro movie. Buddy bro movie with talking trucks and cars.
I'm checking to see if we have caught up. I think we have.
There might have been one.
One more? Did I miss? Just make sure I didn't miss anything. I'd feel terrible if I missed something.
There's a super sticker I can find.
Oh, I do quite like these super stickers.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
We need the more super stickers, the better. Apparently, that's our new favorite thing.
Well, I mean, like, we always used to get them. We never just looked up.
Andy, I like this prediction a lot. I'm a big fan of the Fox one. You didn't watch Anora yet, did you?
Nope. That is like Conclave and Anora are probably going to be next. Those are, again, 2 very high on my list.
No, I mean, those 2 movies also and honestly, Andy's comment here, I think is accurate. I would like to see this happen, but I also want to see Mark get a nomination too. It just doesn't feel like that entire supporting ensemble can get nominations. And my biggest fear is that because I think there's the most support probably for Mark and Yura, and I think that they run the risk of like taking votes away from each other, if that makes sense. Like, there's certain other categories where I don't know, like, it's a weird thing to explain that I can't like fully put into words to justify this prediction. I guess it's more of a vibe thing, but I do think that Zoe and Selena have a chance of both getting in without eating into each other's votes, whereas I think people are going to feel pressured to pick between the supporting actors and Anora for some reason.
I think Selena gets left out.
She could. She's at the bottom of my list right now.
Yeah.
She could get bumped out.
Here's just a fun one.
If the Oscars had a best horror category, which 5 horror movies from 2024 would you nominate?
I want to.
Well, we can knock out number 1. It's like number 1 is The Substance, without a doubt.
That's it. I still I don't think Nosferatu breaks in there for me even. I still think it is for me Substance, Infested, Stop Motion, Exuma. It's What's Inside, but I'm still wavering on if that's going to stay by the end of it. Like there's a few other horror movies that are battling for that 5th spot for me. Nosferatu could be one of them. I keep like looking at my review of that I obviously am holding for embargo, but like,
yeah,
I keep looking at it being like, oh man, like adding to it, I guess to say.
Well, you do know
it
was added. It was added to our screener pile.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. Like,
give it another go if you want.
We will have a go in this household up it probably soon.
I'm gonna have interviews soon enough for that, so it's gonna give me an excuse to watch it again. I would definitely be The Substance. I think because I'm pretty certain this is also going to be in my top 10, I have to go It's What's Inside. Yeah. I really, really love that movie and think it's so well written and directed and acted. So The Substance, It's What's Inside. I would probably put Stop Motion there.
Yeah, I love
I still need to watch Infested.
So good.
I would put A Quiet Place Day One up there too.
That's one of those like battling for the fifth spot. Like I agree. Day One is great.
And maybe Long Legs?
I was gonna say Long Legs. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I wish this had more talk. It's not like it's not a horror movie, but just in general, I did love.
I wish that too.
Fuck yeah, Exuma is so fucking good. If you have a chance to see it, it's on Shudder.
I need to. Stop Motion is so good. Aisling had like such a killer year, and I feel like people still aren't talking about her as much as they should.
Got no super chat.
It's a super sticker. We got Ricardo, we appreciate you so much. I can't wait to see what this one is. Hi. Yeah, I want to see Joan Chen.
It's a little rose.
What is it? Oh, I don't have to take it. Oh, a rose. How lovely. Joan Chen is in my top 10 for best supporting actress for what it's worth. But like, again, it's a stack category. And sadly, I don't think she has a chance.
Yeah, I still have to see a few more things, but like.
This one's also probably worth addressing. As much as I love the ensemble of Wicked, it does seem like the general award season narrative is focusing specifically on Cynthia and Ariana. So I think the only chance Wicked has at acting, I just combine the words nominations and honors. Acting honors is for the two of them as individuals and not the ensemble. And I also think this is an especially stacked year in terms of A+ ensembles. Like, because I haven't really formulated these predictions, this is just purely off the top of my head. But for the SAG ensemble nomination list, like, I do think Emilia Perez, Conclave, Honora.
I know you won't agree with this, but so far one of my favorite ensembles is Saturday Night.
Yeah, fuck that movie. I take that back. I respect the fact that some people out there like it, but I that is one of my strongest dislikes of the whole year, and I'm disappointed. I wanted to like it.
Ensemble and J.K. Simmons.
September 5. So September 5, I think, is going to get bumped out of every single singular acting category. So maybe as an ensemble, they could see some sort of honor happen there. It'd be really cool to see Sing Sing get an ensemble nomination as well. I'd really
There's
like
a lot of great ensembles.
Trying to think of
want to see something cool with the next super chat?
Yes, please.
So YouTube can now tell us that it is this person's first ever super chat. Let's celebrate their first super on the live.
So cool. This one here, right?
Yep. That's just a cool little. I didn't know.
I like that. Hello, friends. Congratulations on your first super chat, and thank you for giving a super chat at all, because none of you have to be doing this, and it really is greatly appreciated when you go out of your way to support this show. So just know it means a lot to us. Why isn't Dune 2 higher on people's lists? Release date, lack of campaigning. Seemed like people were all in awe of it when released. Do you want to take this first, or do you want me?
I think all of it. I would actually say, like, it seemed like people were in awe of it, but like the fans were in awe of it. I don't think this one had the same cultural impact as the first release. I did not see any staying power. Talking about conversation, talking about Wicked and all that stuff prior. I mean, Dune has a huge fan base like that. Like, this was a big ticket deal, and Dune 2 came and went in a way that I was like, oh, you died. Like, I did not see any longevity. I did not see any holdover. So the minute it came out, I was like, okay, let's see how long it can like last and box office be damned, all that other stuff. No, Dune 2 had no juice. Nobody talked about it after.
This is another thing that I'm getting a lot of shit for on my prediction videos is the fact that I don't have Dune 2 higher. I do still have it in Best Picture. The thing that really angers people is that I don't have Denis on my Best Director list, and I do think it is largely because of the release date. I think if that movie had been positioned like Wicked was release-wise, I think we would be having a totally different conversation. But
Fair.
All that should matter with award season is the quality of the film, but that is just not how these races run. And because a movie that comes out longer, because a movie that comes out earlier in the year has a longer road to run and needs to maintain conversation far longer, it's far more likely to fizzle out than something that was released now. And I think that Dune 2 was already struggling with that. And now the fact that Wicked has like burst onto the scene and consumed so much of the blockbuster award season spotlight, I think that is going to hurt its chances even more. I'm not saying it's completely out of the running, but it's going to have a hard time.
No, I agree with that too, with saying like the blockbuster side of it, because again, there's only like 1 or 2 or 3 blockbusters that get that attention. And like, I think it does usually end. I think Top Gun Maverick was one of those outliers, but like, it is usually what's come out later and what's fresh in our minds. And to me, Dune 2 has been erased. Like there was a part of me that forgot it came out this year, like being completely honest.
I mean, March feels like a lot, feels like last year. And you know, the first Dune movie, again, I know that it should be quality of the movie, but it's also narrative. The first Dune movie also had that narrative of like bringing people back to the movies kind of feel.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think worked in its favor. And it also had a later in the year release date too. But I don't know. I do think Dune 2 is deserving, but it's just got a bigger uphill battle than most of these other titles we're talking about.
Yeah. It not getting attention is fine with me. Unfortunate, just not my stuff. Oh, do I have to go find
Please and thank you. I assume that means you're not watching Dune Prophecy.
No, I am not.
I kind of like it. Is anyone out there watching Dune Prophecy? And if so, drop in the chat what you think about it. I'm very curious. What we got? Oh, these are adorable. I hope that the next StreamYard update has some sort of fix where we could see this stuff.
This is JJ's. Oh. A lemon man with maracas. Why not?
Lemon man with maracas. I enjoy that. Thank you, JJ, and thank you, Ricardo, again. These are delighting me to no end right now. Jared disagrees with us. Jared says Dune 2 will get a lot of nominations. Okay. These two takes are wrong. Dune 2 is more popular than Wicked and is a much better movie. Jared, if we are wrong, I will admit I was wrong, and I will say good job for being right. But
what was the box office on Dune 2?
It was pretty big. It did well.
Yeah. Yep. North America 278. Okay.
You know, but when we're talking about other blockbuster movies that played the long game and made it all the way to the Oscars, I think it was bigger. Like what did Top Gun Maverick? Well, a shorter period again, but
Top Gun Maverick.
But you know, like Barbie coming out in July was
Top Gun Maverick, $1.4 billion worldwide.
It's a big difference.
Domestic 700, international 700.
Yeah, that's a big difference there. That is a big difference.
And like Wicked already.
Yeah.
Wicked, like it's what is it? 360 million and counting on Sunday already. So it's made 360 already.
I haven't looked at the weekend 2 numbers or projections yet, but I also heard it's going to have like a downright wild minimal week-to-week drop this week, like something really ridiculous. I'm curious to see what happens with that.
It's forecasting 117 domestic.
Wait, no. 117 for this week?
Oh, that's 8 days ago. No, stop. They didn't update this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worldwide 360. No one has updated the projection yet.
I was gonna say, like, as much as I love the movie, I don't think it's going
domestic,
up.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Nope. Yep. Different.
Hey, this is a good question, Snowy Taco. I don't think I don't think that would have helped its case. There was a lot of competition. Also, like Oppenheimer was just so dominant.
Yeah.
Nothing could stop Oppenheimer. So maybe it would have gotten more nominations for all I know, but I don't think it would have. I still think Oppenheimer would have topped most of the categories. Did you want to talk more about Didi? Also, what else did you watch? You haven't even told me what else you watched.
Hold on. Sorry.
What are you looking up?
No, continue. Sorry, I was just looking something up.
If this is true, it's real good.
80,
real good. And I also do imagine that Wicked is going to continue to trickle down, and I would not be surprised if over the holidays again it got a boost.
That's fair,
especially depending on how Mufasa is. Like, I think that if I remember correctly, like the Christmas box office should be Mufasa and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Right. I think more so than anything, Wicked will benefit if the interest in Mufasa isn't as strong as it needs to be.
Which, like, is their interest? Like, legitimately, I'm
genuinely curious. But so when we went to the movies today, obviously we sat through all the trailers, and the funny thing to me was my niece knows Lion King. Like, she's seen Lion King quite a few times. She has never seen a single Sonic movie. And after we watched the trailer, she goes, "Can I watch Sonic?"
Yeah.
But like, did not mention Lion King or Mufasa. I just found that interesting.
Well, because again, like I do keep seeing trailers for Mufasa, and it's the thing of like, did people care enough about the last one? Like, I know the last one did well at the box office, right?
Very, very well.
It did very well. So like, it's Disney money. Like, you're obviously going to get a certain floor. But I don't know. No one I know is talking about it. Like, no one I know is talking up Mufasa and like how they have to see it.
I don't think anyone's going to be talking about Mufasa unless it is very, very good. I think it needs to be very, very good.
I'm stoked for Sonic 3. Every trailer makes me more excited. I am so in on Sonic 3.
I have another
like this. I'm like, hell yeah.
Did you see Thelma, Matt?
Yes. Oh, I love Thelma.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we talked about that recently. I would love to see some sort of like change in the race where June Squibb gets in.
Comes out of nowhere. Absolutely.
She's amazing. By the way, I posted the June Squibb ladies night today, and I just love her so much.
No, I will.
Great.
I fucking quote tweet you for a reason. Oh. God damn. June Squibb is a legend.
She really is. I need to get. I started with Blue Sky, and I've been interacting and post. The thing that I'm struggling to get used to with Blue Sky is the video limit.
Oh well, yeah. Like, so far, yeah.
But like my process is like I just go through like a particular checklist whenever I post something, and then I copy it over to all of my, like, I just know the boxes I need to tick for each social media platform. And I think the video limit on Blue Sky is incredibly small. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about,
it's still starting out. It's still kind of,
I know, but like, because I can't post the same way, I just need to find a different way.
Well, links actually work there though. So that's the thing.
That's like, true. I noticed that today because I posted the June Squibb link instead of the clip only.
So that's the thing. Like, it's the stupidest example, but like I posted my piece on like Shudder. I just wrote a piece about like Shudder's killing it this year, blah, blah, blah. And like I posted that on Twitter. Shudder retweeted it. They gave me all the attention. Like it got everywhere. And it still has less than a third of the engagement on Twitter than I have on my Blue Sky. The same post. I did the same exact post 2 places, same link, same everything. But Blue Sky does not bury links. So you can post something and people will engage with it. So that's the thing. You don't have to post your video anymore directly to it. You just post the link and people still do it. Yes, absolutely.
Anthony, I'm quite enjoying it.
It like the count went up by millions. Like, was it like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and like people still keep like flocking over. You'll see, like,
I'm into it so far. Like, the only comparison I have, because I guess with TikTok too, but TikTok's a little different. Just thinking about how I felt my first week of using Blue Sky versus, let's say, my first week of using Threads. Like, Threads was Threads was like mindless copying and pasting to me, whereas Blue Sky has inspired, like it is copying and pasting to a degree, but it's also inspiring me to like engage and be part of the community way more than Threads ever did. So I think that's a
because that's not what Threads does. Like too, like Threads is for product. Like Threads is literally selling product, and it's all corporate stuff. Like I didn't even do Threads is the one that I was like, stay away.
I don't know if Steve is out there watching live right now. I imagine he might be, but I also, Steve, just so you know, I really appreciate how much you've been sharing my stuff on Blue Sky, because every time you do, it kind of, I don't know, it excites me to share. And like, I don't know what we're calling
like the same.
What are we calling Blue Sky messages again? It was something weird.
I mean, the phrase or the word is skeet. No one really uses it. Someone tried to, it's what it is, but we don't call it a skeet. They're posts.
Okay. Well, Steve, I'm enjoying sharing all of your tweets.
I think that's the thing. Like Blue Sky it's the restart in so many good ways where like I just don't see the same BS. Like Twitter is just antagonistic and it's owned by a piece of shit like that I don't want to support. So yeah.
Ooh. Sorry, I just saw another thing I wanted to bring up. Victor, I'm very happy with.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Sony, have you watched it, Matt?
No, still on the list.
What did I just tell you to Conclave. Shit.
Conclave and Nora. I'm still here.
Fuck. I don't care which one of the three. I love all three. You need to watch all three. What I would give for more people out there to be talking about I'm Still Here in general and Fernanda Torres' performance. And also now that it is in the can and I have seen an edited version of it, this week's Ladies Night was June Squibb. It is up and running right now. You could watch it on the Collider Ladies Night YouTube channel. Next week is Fernanda, and I'm so excited. We got to have like a 15-20 minute chat with Walter and Selton at TIFF. It's different to sit down, especially with someone like her, for 40 minutes and just like talk about her career and craft. She is fucking incredible. And I really wish she was more firmly in the Best Actress race than she is. But who knows? We will see. There's more stuff here. Do you see anything you want to bring up before I hijack this?
No, I mean, like I said, we've kind of talked about everything that I've seen so far. Like yesterday was Saturday night, Didi.
So you liked Saturday night?
Yeah, I think Saturday night's great.
Okay.
I do. Tell me again why you didn't like it. And this isn't me trying to drag things out. Like, because now that I've seen it, I want to hear it again, like having seen the film.
I had a number of problems with it, but I'll start with the thing that took it from thinking that it's a movie and an execution style. I think the execution style is a good idea. It just didn't work for me.
Okay.
But the thing that took it from just like not liking the movie to, I mean, truly like disliking it. I walked out. I can't sugarcoat it.
That's fine.
I walked out really upset.
Yeah.
It is literally a movie about people behaving badly and treating each other like shit and then being rewarded for it in the end. And I think that showing that story in that way, and I do think the movie has a celebratory vibe to it, I think it just perpetuates the bad behavior that we still experience in this industry. So I walked out quite enraged by that.
But that's what happened. That's Saturday Night Live.
So I've spoken to a lot of people who know the details of the true story.
Oh no, some of the stuff is absolutely fabricated.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
But I think that begs the question: is that the way then that this story should have been told?
What not being so like the things that aren't real is like one example is like Jim Henson. He wanted to do mature puppets the whole time. That representation of him is weird. It's literally historically written that like he didn't want to do the Muppets the way that they became popular. He wanted to do a raunchy puppet thing. So like that's fabricated. But like the Milton Berle stuff, while it didn't happen that night, did happen. Like that's all real.
Oh, fine, it happened. Yeah. To take that a step further and to go back to my execution complaint, in that case, I think they should have found a singular person maybe with a more compelling narrative that had something to say, whether it was good, whether it was positive or negative, and they should have more heavily focused on one individual's perspective throughout the night. I think the way the movie is is shot and scattered, I think what you wind up with is a whole slew of key players in creating Saturday Night Live, and the movie can't service a single one of them. I think all of those actors are wildly talented and they're doing a good job, but because of the way the story is structured, none of them are layered enough to let their performances go beyond feeling like impersonations of the people who they're playing.
See, I disagree because I think the impersonations were so fucking good. They were transformative. Like Ella Hunt as Gilda.
They're impersonations, though. They're not full characters. They're not full performances.
No, they are full characters because they became the people, and we know those people.
That's not what a full character is.
That
is someone doing a really good impersonation. Tell me anybody in that movie who like has an arc or any kind of layers to their character.
Chevy. Yeah. Chevy's go around 100%. Belushi 7,000%. Getting him to the end where he actually has to sign the contract,
which is also again not real. Like that is fabricated.
There are parts that are slightly fabricated, yes, but here's what I think it gets right. It gets right the idea of like this show literally killed an era of television and brought in a new wave of things that could work. So I think the celebration of that's why Milton Berle's there. Milton Berle is there to show the old Hollywood not wanting to let into this new method and how the new method works with that. But I'm just saying why it worked for me is Lauren Michaels is the focus. That's the thing. Lauren Michaels is our through point. And so you are with Lauren Michaels.
I don't think he's a good through point at all.
But he created the show, but we also see Lauren Michaels also a notorious, just not many people like him. That is a thing. And
I have no problem with movies being about people who are unlikable or who have done bad things.
Right.
But I need it to have some sort of weight and purpose. And this just feels like floating through a string of bad behavior to get to the end that we know they achieve. I got nothing from it except for being mad that we're celebrating that kind of way of getting what you want.
It's hard for me because it's showing exactly what it wants to show. It's showing the chaos of it, and it's not telling you what they did is right. No, it's not advocacy what they're showing. And they make a point.
I do think that it leans a little more celebratory than criticizing some of the behavior that we see in the film.
I think the final moment of them taking the picture together and seeing what they achieved, it is celebratory in a way, because you're looking around going, how the fuck did we get this done? How did we actually do this? And I think it is important to show how it was literally bet against. SNL was bet against to fail, and it was basically a prop to help the company, obviously, in the studio. But
documentary then.
A documentary would be a fun way. No, I was in on it. I was laughing when they brought the Bumblebee suit out and all these things. I was keying into things immediately. So for me, it worked. I think it's showing the industry for what it is. And I think that's the difference. It's showing the industry, our industry sucks. What they showed is not something that happened one off and a bad person was rewarded. Our industry rewards bad people every fucking day. And maybe showing that is exactly what they're showing for a reason. What you said before, I don't like that, they're celebrating how Saturday Night Live got made. Why'd they show us these bad people behaving badly and they got rewarded? Well, number one, that's what fucking happened. They were all we see Chevy Chase now. We see all these things now. They were not great people, half of them. The drug abuse, it's all real. All that shit's real. And what works for me is a sense that yeah, a lot of bad people get good shit done. And I don't think it advocates for any of it. It doesn't advocate for what they did. It just shows you how fucking chaotic it was and how literally this never should have worked. It never should have worked ever, 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 ever. And now it's one of the longest running shows on TV, all this stuff, blah, 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 cultural staple.
I think there's ways to rework that script to get what you're saying across better than it did. Apparently, this is our Texas Chainsaw.
We went on fucking.
Yeah. We strongly disagreed about that one.
Which is great. I don't give a shit. I don't think less of you because you hated this movie.
I don't think less of you either because you liked it.
It's just funny how things are read in different ways and stuff. And I also I love cynicism. I mean, fucking, I love anything that looks at you as like, yeah, this fucking sucks, and look what it did.
It is pretty incredible that we could be aligned with so many things, but then just have these like every once in a while where we veer. But that, that goes to what we always say when you find critics out there, like find someone that you like their voice, but also don't expect to like literally every single thing that person likes. And if that is your expectation, I don't know. I can't help you. Super sticker. Can we see? And then I'm very excited for this last super chat. Oh, no, we have a couple more, actually.
No, I was going to say, there's a few. Am I going back as far as...
I'm going to get ready for the next one.
I think this is it.
Ooh. Oh, it's the Fox.
It's still Fox.
I'm
Fox doing Fox things.
Big fan of the Fox doing Fox things. I'm also a big fan of fantasy football. So I think I'm doing well. Yeah, I am doing well. I'm doing well against you. We're playing.
It's fucking stupid. I know. I had such a great start.
So you were like crushing it, and I was starting to panic. And then all of a sudden, all of my players performed. And like shockingly, I had 5 players play, mainly Dolphins and Giants, and they all delivered, which is just wild to me.
I mean, like
they're all Dolphins and Giants, actually.
I got what I wanted out of Waddle and Reed. Like I put up 30 points between 2 wide receivers. But the thing is, you're almost done.
Yeah.
And I still have most of my team left, so that's the one thing I'm kind of holding on to. But
you don't know. You don't know for sure. You could.
No, you crushed it out the gate. I'm very not happy about that.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about our matchup. I'm not feeling good about my matchup in the other league. I'm playing Monocle, and I thought I was going to be in good shape, but Neighbors and Hopkins did fine. I can't really criticize too. Like they both slightly exceeded their projections, but he had more go off, so that kind of fucked me over a little bit there. We shall see.
I had great start. No, in like 3 leagues, I had great starts, and I'm on like pace for like having of the year numbers, and literally my fucking everyone I'm playing is crushing.
You're in good shape in both leagues, just like I am, and I think just like Emilia is for making playoffs. I think we'll make playoffs in both leagues, right?
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, I'd have to lose every single game going.
I can't believe how soon the playoffs are.
Well, yeah, I can't go because it's got the year has to end, or sorry, the league has to end before the last game.
Yeah,
because that's bullshit games.
It just feels like the season is like here and moving too quickly.
Life.
Ricardo, I like this. Perri is always right in my head. I'm definitely not always right, but I appreciate you putting great value in things that I say.
I'll disagree there.
I'm right sometimes. Marco is here to say I loved Joker 2. Did you ever watch Joker 2? Because I never did.
It's in the library.
I'll get around to it before the end of the year, but when it didn't get the greatest reviews right out the gate, I deprioritized it in terms of award season watching. And I think with that, it takes us to the end of our soupies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're caught up. Right. I was literally scrolling back and trying to find everything.
I also have to go because I have tacos to eat.
That's fine.
Before we go, though, can you please promote all of your wonderful work?
Yep. You can follow me at Donatobomb, DONATOBOMB. I'll just say Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and Instagram most at this point. TikTok a little bit. I cross-post on Twitter if you're still following me there, but I'm really not doing anything else there besides here's a link or two or here's an article. So Twitter's pretty much dead to me at this point. So follow me on Blue Sky. That's where my normal day-to-day is now. Also, podcast, Certified Forgotten. I co-host with my buddy, and it is a fun little horror podcast where we talk about horror movies with 10 or less critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you listen to our episodes, we have great guests on who bring us movies that you probably haven't heard of, and you'll get a lot of cool recommendations out of it.
Yep. I second all of what Matt said. And I'm also, usually I only talk about Ladies Night, but I will say I'm on Blue Sky. I'm going to drop my profile into the live chat because it's a little baby profile. And I'm trying to build it, and I'm enjoying myself over there. So come hang out.
There. Yeah.
Chat with us. And then also, I'll just remind you, Collider Ladies Night is a thriving right now in FYC realm. A lot of the ones we're going to be releasing in the coming weeks are all FYC editions. Right now, June Squibb is up and running. We also have the Mikey Madison one that went up last week, and that conversation makes me so happy because I love Honora, and also it finally gave me the opportunity to talk Scream 2022 with her, which I was probably, it goes without saying, but I was beyond thrilled about that. Next week is Fernanda Torres, and then I'm not going to say what's happening the week I have 2 others in the can. I'm not going to say what they are until I check one edit, but I'm happy. I'm quite happy with them.
Check one edit that could delay it.
I have to make sure it's real. I have to make sure the interview is real before I confirm it verbally on a live show. But there's going to be truly like nonstop FYC Collider Ladies Night and Forces in the coming weeks. So I hope you enjoy those. And I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. We will be back next weekend with another Merri Hour in person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We'll
it's always a surprise.
We'll be in the same place again for a couple weeks too.
Crazy. I know. I'm here all December.
We also have something cool we're going to shoot next week, but I won't say what that is until we pick a day and time.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You know what it is. When we end, I'll tell you what it is. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, I knew that. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and a belated happy Thanksgiving to you all. We are very thankful for you, for all of our super chats, and for everyone who has contributed to making the Merri Hour community a positive space to celebrate movies and shows. Bye-bye, everyone.